Hello and welcome to the talk show, which I'm doing solo. But we are going to have an interesting one this time because it's the time before finals. And I was able to get both captains willing to talk. My audio is still super loud. I thought I turned it down now. Okay. But first off, let's start with just covering the scores from last week. So, first off, Imperfect beat Viral 3-0. Probably would have been 4-0 if we played a fourth map. But some of the maps were close. It wasn't the farthest thing off, but they still did get the win and they did good. And Aporia versus Pound Puppies went 3-1, with Pound Puppies taking the third map, I believe. And overall, that was a good game to see. The maps that were won by each team were dominated by each team, but at the same time, it wasn't like they were dominating on necessarily everything. But that means the finalists for this week are Imperfect versus Aporia. It is going to be an interesting game. And to go a little bit out of order, I am going to pull my Discord outside and tell them to join. My keyboard and chair, when they move, both sound like gunshots.
Hello.
Hello, Kenneth.
Hey, how's it going?
And yeah, you're both here now. One of the fastest joins yet for both of you.
That's why we're finals.
Yeah, it is. But
Sorry.
just want. Hello.
Hello. My mic was muted because my dog was barking.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but I definitely do want to hear both your opinions on how this game is going to go. Since both of you have been very dominant throughout the entire season, and Imperfect's one loss came from Aporia. So it's going to be an interesting final, and I can't wait to see it. But what are your opinions on it? Kenneth, I guess you can go first since your team's number one.
Okay. Um. Well, at least this was my prediction for the finals. Like when the playoffs started, I predicted that we were going to face Euphoria. Actually, Askri can tell you that I actually messaged her saying that I wanted to see her in the finals. Um. So it was expected, and we have a lot of respect for Euphoria because besides they were the only team that were able to beat us, they did it very convincingly. Like it was a 4-0. Like we when we had that defeat, we actually had to rewrite everything in perfect. Like okay guys, we need to actually take it more seriously. We need to improve. We need to get better because this can happen again. So it was a good reality check for us, and it made us improve a lot since then. And I think Asker can tell you that we have screamed a bunch of times after that, and it's always very, very, very intense and close games. So I'm not expecting anything less from the finals. It's gonna be a close fight for sure.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good. Your opinions on the matter?
I definitely agree. I mean, like, we're continually scrimming, and each time me and Kenneth are, like, almost having heart attacks each and every game.
Yeah.
Definitely from Aporia's side, the official game that we versed Imperfect was, I think, like, a really good momentum start for us because my first game as a captain, which is really nerve-wracking. But
You did good.
thanks. Definitely showed my team like, hey, like even though we're just starting out, like we're doing fine. Like we have key pieces that we need. So constantly scrimming imperfect, which is a very strong team, and just like working out quirks and everything like that, like has made both teams really good. And I'm really excited to like just kind of see like how far both teams have grown in an official game.
Okay. Yeah, but
I think it'll be really close.
it is. It's going to be a very tense game. Film guy sadly couldn't make it. The best commentator can't show up. So, since my internet's fixed, I'll probably be hosting or streaming it. So I
Sad
get to watch
face.
it firsthand. But what do you say there, Kenneth?
Not just having like a sad face internally crying
Uh,
because film guys won't be there.
I know, he's one of the best commentators out there. He definitely deserves his role of being
Yeah.
the best commentator. But no, we gotta respect the fact.
Yeah.
Um, I have no idea what to say now because I messed up. I was hoping for a clean stream. But what are your overall predictions for the final score? Since you both agree it's going to be close, maybe base it off scrim
Um,
results or something.
do you want to go first, Astrid? Since I went first on the previous question.
Sure. Honestly, it depends on like what comps to run and just kind of like who starts off the momentum, I feel like. I will say I don't think it's gonna be like a 4-0 at the start. I think we're gonna be going into the extra maps and just kind of going into that.
Okay.
So we might go all the way. I'm kind of hoping for that, to be honest, because I really want a long game. But I'm
Oh yeah, I
hoping for
don't blame
Boys
you.
win. But I totally like respect Imperfect and know like if they win, like they definitely deserved it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna see more than 4 maps. I can almost guarantee that.
I
Like,
am glad
yeah, I'll
because the
try.
one
I
game.
try. I'll try my
Sorry.
best not to, but my expectations, if like from the neutral standpoint, I think we're gonna see going to distance because even on screams, it's always very close, and we have like every result possible in scrims. Like we have like tiebreakers, we have like sweeps one side or the other. Like we have every result possible. So it depends who's on like as Chris said on the moment, like who's on fire at the moment, like who's playing like to their best capabilities. That's gonna decide the outcome. But both teams are really evenly matched on talent wise and synergy. Like Aphoria made us rethink if we were actually a team for a long period of time or not. Like we were like, well, guys, if we don't play like we know each other, we're gonna have problems with Aphoria, and that's been true every time we face.
Okay. Yeah, but it's gonna be a super interesting game.
Yeah, I think
And
it's gonna be like a clash of styles too. Like both teams have a very particular way of playing the game that they just can counter each other depending on how well they're executing the day.
yeah, I agree
Teams
with
like
you there.
constantly adapts. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
constantly like who makes the best switches win. Like it's never like staying on the same comp for like too long. It's like
Mm-hmm.
switching to this, and I think that's what makes it so intense is it's like stubbornness that kills fights.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Both you said you were scrimming each other a lot. So does that mean you have an idea what the other team's gonna run for these maps?
I think we have like a general idea, but we have even in screens we have swapped a lot like of roles and heroes. Like we have tried different compositions, so we can say like a ballpark type of guessing. Like I know they're gonna play here and there more likely this and that, but not exactly because both teams are very flexible in compositions and both teams have like a really good roster. Like they can put players in that didn't play one map and they will do extremely good in when they come in. So because they're not their subs are equally good as their starters. It's not like they're sub because they're not better than like they're most teams subs are worse than the starters, but not in Euphoria and not in Perfect. Like it's just because they
Yeah,
only
I've
play
noticed that
six.
with both of you. From facing
Yeah,
both of you, you have very deep rosters, which is
yeah,
something that I completely envy. But it doesn't help when I lower my roster to 8 players. But moving on.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's just sometimes it works to have a deep roster. Sometimes it's just better to have 6, 7, 8 players and just drill them into working together. So it's just a decision that every team needs to make.
yeah, and it's good to see how both of you have been taking it. Aska, do you
Yeah.
agree with what he's been saying there?
Definitely. Like I've never seen a player like on Imperfect that have been like, wow, that's like a downgrade. Like I've never seen that or ever said that or like thought that. And like neither has my team. Like every person that's put in, like they're put in for a reason. And I feel like that's a huge thing.
Yeah, not many things can say
Same
that.
with like Aporia and stuff like that. So like it's just like who works best on what maps, and I feel like that's like the biggest thing.
Okay. Yeah, but it's definitely good to see that both of you agreeing that it's going to be a close match. I started the stream on my phone to watch back everything and heard Kenneth, and I was super weird for a second. But yeah, no, but it's good to see that both you are agreeing on the same points that your strong suits and stuff like that. And it's going to definitely be an interesting game because both of you, in my opinion, have done an amazing job building and growing your teams, and both of them respect you, from what I can tell at least, which puts a really good relationship and a the word I'm looking for, good performance on the field.
Definitely. I think it's also rewarding to see. I'm happy for Euphoria that they made it here because they were Euphoria like the way they are since the beginning of the season. They were like halfway through. They changed it to what they are now, and it shows that sometimes you can use the same group of people but just with a different approach and maybe add a piece here and there, and their level just raises a lot because they actually work together as a team. So I'm happy for them because they are, in my opinion, they are one of the best teams in the league. Like without counting my team, I think they're the best team in the league.
Okay.
That's also cool to see them because that way it's like a true finals where the best two teams are actually facing each other. That doesn't happen always, but this time it did.
Yeah, I agree there. And if they end up beating you, you have
Yeah,
to come back and remove the besides my team from that statement.
yeah, yep.
Well, do either one of you have anything to say on the game that I haven't necessarily asked you questions about?
That's great. Do you have anything?
Um, not specifically.
Okay. Well, if you think of anything, just message the chat. I think I'm gonna go continue on with the talk show.
All
So
right.
you guys can leave the call now. Thank you
Yep,
for coming on and talking though.
no
All right.
problem.
See you Saturday, Ascrit.
Yeah.
See you.
All right. Thank you, Asher.
Yep. Let's see. Okay. So, Jay was kind enough to provide us with a little cover of what happened this week. So I'm just going to keep this on screen and follow through with it. Oh, wait, I need to remove the 10. Okay. So we've already talked kind of about the playoff bracket, but just to cover the entirety of it, the first bit of it, we had Team 1 versus Team 8, which is Imperfect versus Eternity. Team 2 versus Team 7, which was Pound Puppies versus Righteous Chad, or known as Golden Lions at the time. Then it was Team 3 versus 6, which was Viral versus Ignite. That game wasn't played, though. And I believe Pound Puppies is... No, wait, no, that was really... And then Team 4 versus Team 5, which was Aporia versus Unity. And then after that, it was not stated, but it was Viral versus Imperfect. So the winner of Team 1 and 8 versus the winner of Team 3 and 6. And then the other game was the winner of 2 and 7 and 4 and 5, which was Pound Puppies versus Aporia. And like said a little bit earlier in this, the winners of those were To Go and Face, which finished with Imperfect versus Aporia. And that is what is happening this weekend. And it's going to be very exciting to see. Move on next, finals predictions. I get to do this now. I am solo, so I am the only one that has a chance of getting points. I should have brought this up. That might... It is... Okay. So for prediction score, also I saw you wanted music, so I'm just going to run very low volume in the background of some non-copyrighted music. Then kind of go mess with that up. Desktop audio is going to be lowered, so that's coming through quiet enough. And my audio is going to be raised. Okay, that should work. Is it coming through this one yet? Is that better? Okay. So we don't have to keep all of this. It's just going to be Aporia versus Imperfect. So the predictor is me. I can't even spell my own name. And then player highlights. Remove all that. Counter players. Remove all that. Okay. So for Aporia versus Imperfect, the only game, the best game. I feel that Aporia is going to remember enough from their win and win 4-3. I did reverse format, but that doesn't matter. And for player highlights, I actually pull this up over. I had this written. I believe my player highlight for this week was in 2011 from Euphoria. Now counterplays. I'm going to I think I'm gonna have to say I'm sorry, X-Crit, but I feel like you're being countered this week. Now, before you say I did everything Euphoria, like going for Euphoria, the fact that I have counterplayers means the X-Crit's getting countered, so that's leaning towards imperfect. Just so you don't go out there and say I'm biased. I think the final results are going to be something along this. And I have to get 8 points from this. To beat Twitch. Well, to tie Twitch. And that would involve me getting literally all of these right. So, wish me luck. Then, I guess talk about some results we have. Pound Puppies lost 3-1 to Euphoria. I did say this earlier, but just coming over some of the game, it was interesting to watch. And it was also semi-scuffed on my end. But it was definitely an interesting game to watch. And I gotta give credit to both sides. But I also have to question if there were internal issues going on the side of Pound Puppies during that, since they disbanded the moment after they lost. It was more actually a few days, but it was still within a week of after they took this loss. Now that can easily be from internal issues or just the fact that they were planning to do it in general, and they just got eliminated now. But it definitely begs the question, and it was overall good on both teams. Not down in either side. Moving on to Imperfect versus Viral. I can talk a bit more about this one, but things felt off a little bit on our end. We did manage to do some things better than we have in the past, but others felt off. It could easily be pulling back to the fact we didn't have all our members, and we were having to run players we haven't in the past. But overall, I still feel like if we had all our members, Imperfect would have won. It might have been a bit closer, but I feel like they still would have won. And it was a good game to play. It was a good game to watch, from what I would assume. But both sides played well, especially Imperfect. But I can't really say much else against that. They did good, and when we tried to counter them, they were able to switch. So, I'm gonna get out on that, but we had a free agent pug, which is not the most common thing in the world, but it is giving the free agents some chances to get their names out there and get shown so they have a chance at finding other teams. And I think it went well. To be honest, I didn't pay much attention to it, even though I should. But hopefully some of the free agents get picked up. I believe Wolfie got picked up from one. Let's actually check that. So pickup, Express picked up Luis Alberto and Pepman. I believe neither one of them participated in this. Pachamari picked up McFlurry Cake and Chandler, which I believe Chandler did participate in this. Nameless picks up QK Scythe, Agarwal, and Striker. They sorry, I'm a bit confused here, but either all three of them or the last two were in Brigaway and CGL. Unity picks up Rockaware, which I believe did participate in the Raging Pugs, and Righteous Chad picks up Nocturnal Rage, which I know she did not participate in the Pug, since she was still on a team in the half, I believe. But releases, Pachimari releases Blank and Shawnee. I honestly wasn't expecting anything from them, especially since they're trying to build up. Express releases Vents, which I believe he might have just gotten an FK, so that might be a big thing of the reason. And Nameless releases Fennec. I do not know any reasons behind that one. And Viral releases Nocturnal Rage and Lisan. One of them wanted off the team, and the other one, captains agreed that they would be better somewhere. More playing time, such as that. And for trade, since I guess it still kind of falls in the same area, Pachimari trades Basher away over to Aptitude. And Nameless trades Dude Cubed to Pachimari. Saying Nameless is still building up a bit too. That surprises me that they're willing to get rid of a player, because they didn't get anyone in return. So it surprised me a bit. I don't really think there is that much else to talk about this week. I guess we can go over. I don't know. Anything you guys want to go over? Oh yeah, whoever dropped with Destroyers, that is a good reminder. Because Pound Puppies just banded, Viral automatically gets 3rd place in the league, and Pound Puppies automatically gets 4th. So, bronze, nothing to complain about there. Let's see. Yeah, you guys really aren't. Okay, so apparently Breakaway is nameless. The schedule didn't flip with. Okay. But overall, I think that's all. There isn't really anything else to cover. I guess there's some bits of drama. So I guess I can pull mod chat up and take some things from this. So I believe this one can be tracked back to an account glitch or something, but there's an Alex Boo with lowercase and an Alex Boo with uppercase. One of them says to not be in the league, and the other says they are when you look at their account. But when you tag one, it tags both. So I guess that's a little bit of drama. Roster was unlocked for everyone but Imperfect and Emporia, obviously. So that's a little bit of a thing to go over with. I think this was mixed, but Anxiety was picked up by Pachimari. I don't think this was said. But there was a little bit of drama over that. I'm not going to cover anything there. But just to state there was a little bit. Let's see, anything else that isn't, like, going on so that I can actually cover. There is... Oh yeah, a little public announcement. please use the news, feedback, and questions and concern thing for actual concerns. And please always put your name. So, somebody had no name, but said type in error. That's fine. In one of the name things, that's fine. It would be nice if they had a name, but it's nice that they did point that out to us. And then somebody was just messing around in it, and that doesn't need to happen. We try to take these as seriously as possible. And I just think that's all, I guess. Well, goodbye, everyone. I'm gonna let the music run for a bit.